Good morning, students. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to our second um, section of Bartholomew and the Oobleck by Dr. Seuss. As I mentioned yesterday, this is a fairly long book, so we've divided it into sections. If you remember from the beginning of the story, this character, the king, was used to being very powerful and got frustrated that the only thing that ever came down from the sky was rain, snow, sunshine, and fog. And so wanted something new, wanted to be able to say that he caused something new to fall from the sky. Was able to do that with the help of some magicians. And now we're starting to see the consequences of his decision to do that. The king sprang out of his royal bed sheets. "By my royal whiskers it is," he cried. "Oh, that beautiful oobleck, and it's mine, all mine." "I don't like the looks of those blobs, sire," said Bartholomew. "They're coming down now as big as greenish peanuts." "The bigger the better," laughed the king. "Oh, what a day! I'm going to make it a holiday. I want every man, woman, and child in my kingdom to go out and dance in my glorious oobleck." "Out in that stuff?" asked Bartholomew. "Do you really think it's safe, sire?" "Stop asking foolish questions," snapped the king. "Boy, you run to my royal bell tower. Wake my royal bell ringer. Tell him to ring the great holiday bell." For a moment, Bartholomew Cubbins didn't move. "Run!" barked the king. Bartholomew ran. Across the sleeping palace, Bartholomew ran, then up the ladder of the high bell tower. He climbed to the bell ringer's little cubbyhole in the belfry. "Ring your bell," he called. "His Majesty the King proclaims today a holiday." The old man crawled out of his cot. He grabbed a bell rope. "What's the holiday for, Bartholomew?" "You'll find out soon enough," said Bartholomew. The bell ringer yanked the rope. Nothing happened. He yanked it harder. Still nothing happened. "Eh? What's wrong with my bell?" he murmured. "I better take a look outside." He poked his head out through the little trap door. "Merciful gracious," he gulped. "What is that? All over my bell like greenish molasses." "Not only on your bell," Bartholomew cried. "Look at that poor robin down there in the tree. She's stuck to her nest. She can't move a wing. That oobleck's gooey. It's gummy. It's like glue." "Oh," the bell ringer wrung his hands. "If that green stuff sticks up robins, it'll stick up people, too." "Someone's got to warn the people," cried Bartholomew. "Got to wake 'em and warn 'em to stay inside their houses." "I'll tell the royal trumpeter," he shouted. He turned and slid like lightning down the bell of the tower ladder. To the trumpeter's tower raced Bartholomew Cubbins, and on up the steps of 4 stairs at a time. As he ran, he could hear the plop, plop of the oobleck on the window panes. It was pelting against the palace walls, as big as greenish cupcakes now. He yanked the covers off the snoring trumpeter. He shoved his cold trumpet right into his sleepy hands. "Get up! Warn the people! Blow the alarm!" "Alarm?" yawned the trumpeter. Then his eyes saw the oobleck. "Those greenish things, Bartholomew, where'd they come from?" "The king," panted Bartholomew. "His royal magicians made them." The royal trumpeter leapt from his bed. "That king of ours should be ashamed." He jabbed his trumpet out of the window. "I'll blow," he shouted, "the loudest alarm that's ever been heard in the kingdom of Did." But all the royal trumpeter blew was a glug. "My horn," he gulped. "One of those greenish things flew inside it." He tried to blow it out. He couldn't blow it out. He tried to shake it out. He couldn't shake it out. "I'll get it somehow," he yelled. "I'll pull it out." "No," shouted Bartholomew. "Don't you touch it." The trumpeter's hand was already in it. His fingers grabbed hold of the lump of oobleck. He could feel it squiggle around in his fist like a slippery potato dumpling made of rubber. He pulled with all his might. The oobleck began to stretch, then gloing. The oobleck snapped back inside of the trumpet. It yanked his arm back with it right up to the elbow. I can't wiggle a finger, the trumpeter wailed. Oh, Bartholomew, what'll I do? I don't know, and I hate to leave you stuck to your horn, but if you can't warn the people of the kingdom, I've got to find someone who can. Out of the room and down the stairs raced Bartholomew Cubbins. Down to the chamber of the captain of the guards. The captain was humming in front of his mirror, combing the ends of his handsome mustache. Captain, do something, shouted Bartholomew. Do something? Why? Smiled the captain. What's wrong? Captain, haven't you seen the dreadful oobleck? It's coming down now as big as greenish baseballs. Oh, that stuff, laughed the captain. What's so dreadful about that, lad? You know what I think? It's rather pretty. Captain, pleaded Bartholomew, it's dangerous. Nonsense, snorted the captain. Lad, are you trying to frighten me? Captains, my boy, are afraid of nothing. That stuff's harmless. I'll show you. I'll eat some. Eat some? Gasped Bartholomew. Oh, no. But before Bartholomew could stop him, the captain was leaning out of his window, scooping up some of the oobleck on the end of his sword. Captain, don't! The captain did. By the time Bartholomew dragged him back inside the room, his mouth was glued tight shut with the oobleck. He tried to speak, but no words came out. All the noble captain of the guards could do was blow a lot of little sticky greenish bubbles. Forgive me for leaving you, Captain, said Bartholomew, but a captain full of bubbles is no help at all. Bartholomew stretched the poor man out. He left him there on his chamber floor. Bartholomew went tearing through the zigzag palace hallways. I'll get the king's horse. I'll ride through the country. I'll warn the people of the kingdom myself. He pushed open the door that led out to the royal stables. Bartholomew stopped. He could go no farther. The awful oobleck was plumping down as big as greenish footballs now. Too late to warn the people of the kingdom. There were farmers in the fields getting stuck to hoes and plows. Goats were getting stuck to ducks. Geese were getting stuck to cows. Outside the palace it was piling up, great greenish tons of oobleck, deeper and deeper on every roof in the land. There was nothing Bartholomew Cubbins could do out there. Shaking his head sadly, he stepped back inside. So right now we definitely have Bartholomew being an example of integrity. He's doing what's right despite the possible consequences, right? He's definitely standing up for what he believes to be right, and he's trying to do the right thing by other people. Of course, now the situation has gotten so severe that he's aware that he cannot stop it or help anybody. We're stopping there. Our last section of this book will be tomorrow. Today's journal question. By now, this decision is looking obviously to be a mistake. And just because you make mistakes doesn't mean you can't have integrity. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But think about for today. And of course, we've got a new month here. So your journal says 4/1/20. What is one mistake you made that you wish you could change? So everyone's made mistakes. And if you want, you could draw a picture of your mistake and just include a couple sentences. And you could just pick one that's a little bit easier to talk about. It doesn't have to be the worst mistake you ever made. But what is one mistake that you can remember and that you wish you could go back and change? And then maybe say what you would change it to. What different decision would you make? All right, students, I'm looking forward to seeing you at 10:45 for language arts. Do remember that there is no math session today at 1 o'clock.
because I have a staff meeting. So hopefully I'll get to see you all at 10:45. All right. Have a great start to your day. See you soon. Bye.